Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with some more Starcraft 2 1 versus 1. It's gonna be a best of 5 this time. I figured I gotta cast this whole thing. It's just two incredibly good players. It's gonna be a Terran versus Protoss on the map Parasite. Spawning down the bottom right hand side of the map, it's Jinair's Maru. Always a treat to watch. Probably the world's best Terran player. There's no doubt about it. You guys can fight me on that one. Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, it's his teammate, though. A very fierce player. He's on a barcode, but it's sOs. So we've got ourselves another best of 5 from the IEM qualifiers, and it's just when it's Maru versus sOs, you gotta cast the whole thing. So we're gonna cast as many games as there is between these two, up to 5 of them. But no, Maru versus sOs should be an absolute treat here, as just their two teammates, their two players that have been incredible. They're incredibly good. They've both been the best players in the world at different times, and no, it should be a fantastic series here. So I mean, it is a TvP. The map is Parasite for the first match, so we'll see how it's gonna play out. Parasite, one of the larger maps, so probably nothing too extreme, but with Maru and sOs, both guys known to proxy a fair bit, you never know exactly how it's gonna go. sOs moving out with a probe after his Nexus gets on up. Just going to be scouting around here. Looks like taking the long way, and then just going to head on over to Maru's base. Sees everything in order. But Maru on his side of the map. Barracks back in his main base. Reaper on the way. Believe it or not, Maru can build barracks in his main base. He had a bit of a reputation for that last year. Just, you know, placing them wherever. Just a bit of the dartboard method. Just throw one and see where it sticks. But now we see sOs comes on in with his probe, literally just confirms the command center, a small thing from sOs here, as he just sees the command center. I think the way it worked out too, Maru's SCV was on this side, so Maru doesn't know that there's a probe out on the map. It looks like he's looking around a little bit, but this probe for sOs, it is going the distance. He's just hiding out here. What's this guy up to? Just, yeah, just chilling. We'll see. Maybe sOs. I'd say maybe he's proxying, but he's already got a Twilight Council on the way back at home. His probe is just taking the long way home, trying to avoid Maru's Reaper, who is also spending a lot of time out on the map, just scouting out, making sure that there's nothing too significant that he has to worry about. But sOs, he's got out his one Adept. The Reaper's going to run right on into that. Maru's got to get that Adept away. Oh, this could actually be dangerous for Maru. He's got to jump up that cliff to get away. For those of you guys that don't know, oh, this is actually really close there. Sort of the magic number for killing, it takes 3 shots for an Adept to kill a Reaper. And basically the way it works is that you say, unless the Reaper has somewhere else to escape and jump up to, if the Adept lands 2 shots, then it has a shade and it can chase the Reaper and pretty much get a guaranteed 3rd shot. So you generally just want to take 1 shot with your Reaper before you start trying to get on out of there from an Adept. For now though, the Reaper is getting on in here for Maru. sOs, interestingly enough, made a sentry. Reaper's going to come on in, doesn't get a probe, sees the Twilight Council. So sOs going to be playing this Blink style. Reaper actually sort of just gets forfeit here. A Hellion runs on in next. They're going to be trying to pick off a few probes from Maru. So far he's got 2 from the seam of things. 2 probes going down. Looks like he might even get himself a 3rd, and he will. Nicely done. Sentry hallucinates an Oracle. I don't think Maru's going to buy that. So an interesting choice from sOs there. But no, sOs is going to be playing a heavy, aggressive Blink style, it looks like. I mean, he's on 2 bases right now. He's getting up his 3rd gateway. Maru, by the way, important to note that he scouted these 3 gateways, scouted the Blink researching. So Maru's going to have to be safe and deal with this. He's got a Siege Tank on the way, or a Hellion on the way, pardon me. But oh, Maru's supply blocked. This is actually a pretty bad supply block for the Terran player. And we're probably going to need to see Maru stay getting up. Oh. Interrupting Widowmine there, just cutting me off. Picks off that hallucinated Oracle. But no, Maru probably does want to be careful, because even if sOs isn't committing to a massive amount of aggression, Stalkers are usually going to be poking and prodding you a little bit. So this could get a bit tough for Maru. He's got a Siege Tank on the way, but starting his command center right at the front of his door could make this a little bit rough. Blink is now done for the Protoss player, and these Marines ain't got nothing on Blink Stalkers, that's for sure. They're stepping forward. The Raven's coming forward. It can maybe throw down an auto turret or something, but these Stalkers are going to bully Maru, and they are doing just that. One of those Stalkers taking a bit of damage from the auto turret, but it too will fall. A tank is now getting set on up, which is really going to help dissuade these Stalkers from going on in. Oh, pardon me. Oh, spike a lag there, but we're good, we're good. Hellion still driving around the map. It's got 4 kills to its name, which is pretty impressive for a Hellion. Looks like it will meet its end to this sentry, though. sOs using a force field there to make sure that he gets that. But Maru comes on in, sees the Robo. Never, and did actually confirm the third base, pardon me. But no, just pretty interesting openings coming out of these guys. Nothing completely unorthodox, but sOs with his Blink Stalker is going to be trying to pick off his supply depot here. We'll get it. Just trying to bully Maru. You've got the mobility with the Blink Stalkers, so you always want to be trying to get something done. And sOs just getting up his third base. Interestingly enough, something really important to note for sOs this game, he doesn't have up any gases yet. He's got up his main gases, yes, but that's literally it. He's throwing up a ton of gateways here, so he's going to be going up to 8 gates, getting charged. So looks like we'll be seeing charge, blink, and 1-1 being the main tech for sOs here. And so it looks like he may be trying to hit like a strong push versus Maru or something. Now, yeah, just lots of gateways on the way. 1-1's on the way for Maru as well. Now, of course, sOs has that Chrono Boost if he has some of that to use, so his upgrades might finish a little bit ahead of Maru. So we'll see what sort of timings we're looking at as this sort of comes closer together. But no, for now, Maru does have up his 3rd command center. He's powering up on his bio. He's getting up his 4th and 5th racks, just getting their add-ons up, and then he'll be producing non-stop bio. And that's where it becomes very good for the Terran player. When you're able to produce a lot of bio, you'll generally do pretty good versus a lot of Zealots and Stalkers. So this build that sOs is going for is pretty interesting. Looks like he might be coming in with his Stalkers here. Gonna pick off this Widow Mine, maybe blink into the main base. We'll see if Maru's gonna be able to push him back. Gotta be careful with that Raven. Looks like sOs picking off a missile turret. Gonna be looking to pick off a tech lab too. Maru's gotta bring everything in here just to get these Stalkers out of his base. And just sOs being a bit of a pain, delaying Maru's 3rd base from actually landing and mining. And sOs is getting up a 4th base behind this, so he's playing the very gateway heavy style. Instead of teching up into higher units, he's just going to say have a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Zealots, and really try and say bully Maru just by making a ton of them. Now, here we see, though, sOs is coming on in, and it looks like Maru is a little unprepared for this. There is a ton of Zealots for the Protoss player. Maru has no choice but to lift off and get into his main base, so his 3rd base is going to be getting delayed even longer. sOs is warping in a ton of Zealots, another round coming on in. That being said, he's got to be careful. I mean, Zealots and Stalkers versus Bio generally doesn't cut it, unless you've got yourself like a very good timing or a very good engagement. Because upgrades are equal, there's lots of mines, there's the Raven here, so I'm not too concerned for Maru at this point in the game, but here we see sOs realizing that he's not going to be able to kill Maru with this, going to be getting this Warp Prism into the main base. Maru actually rebuilt that missile turret, so it's going to be able to work away in this Warp Prism. sOs got to be careful not to lose that, getting it a little bit close, actually a bit of miscontrol there, brings it back into the turret, so the Zealots get out, but there's going to be no future warp-ins or evacuation for him. So we'll see how much damage is Maru going to take to this. I mean, sOs has a ton of Zealots out on the map, but Maru's moving across the map. He's got a lot of bio. Doesn't want to lose his Raven. That's very important. Anti-armor missile goes down on those Zealots. sOs has no choice but to run away at this point. Just we take a look at that. Just low on armor, low on shields, thanks to that anti-armor missile. And, okay, now what do we see here? I mean, sOs, he's still got this pylon, so maybe he can harass later, but if we look at the supply, it really tells the story for Maru. Now, sOs, he's getting into his 2-2, which will really help out his Zealots and Stalkers, but that's still another 40 seconds away, and look at this, Maru even pulling the SCVs. sOs is going to have to try and make this hold happen. He wants this 2-2, but, I mean, Maru's even going to be getting close to these forges, which are in trouble, so sOs just going to have to take the fight to him, but an anti-armor missile is going to buy Maru even more time to get into a superb position right now. Zealots are going to be run on in, but there's Widow Mines, there's SCVs to buffer. The Mines getting pretty good connections there, a bit of anti-armor missile, auto turret going down. There's just so much for Maru. That being said, a ton of sOs's Zealots are fighting just a bit of Maru's bio. They're coming to engage the main portion, but it's just Blink Stalkers left. It looks like sOs with 1,500 minerals in the bank, not able to make this style work, and Maru just dispatches of it like it's nothing. This bio is not being dealt with by sOs. And as a result, Maru taking the first game in the series. GG. There we go. All right, guys. So that was the first game between Maru and sOs. An absolutely crazy, awesome game there. But like I said, I'm going to be casting all potential 5 of the maps as it is a best of 5. So first one to win 3 maps, and we'll see how that's gonna go. Logging on in, and we'll do it live, so we're just hopping right on into the next replay. Okie dokie. But yes, here we are. The next game, Blue Shift, in this best of 5. Like, you can't have better than Maru and sOs in a TvP, I don't think. I mean, it might be a little bit unorthodox just because of sort of the nature of their play, but I mean, as far as just high level, it's just, you can't get better than this. In the top right, 1-0, it's Maru. Whoopsie, wrong one there. And in the bottom left, it's sOs. Both these guys on Jin Air, just probably the best StarCraft 2 team. I don't think anyone can argue against that. Like, if you guys can, name me a team. I mean, there's a lot of new teams that are forming lately with the potential of a Chinese Pro League becoming a thing, and they're picking up a lot of players, but even some of their teams, like, when you've got Rogue, Maru, sOs, Cure, Trap all on a team, those are like just 5 fantastic players. It's just not fair how good Jin Air is. But, and I guess Creator's on there too, and he's very good. But, no, alright, so we'll see how the rest of this is going to go. But Maru is going to be proxying sOs. But if you guys remember a certain tournament, just like a small cup or something, I think it was called, starts with a B. It was 2018, so BlizzCon 2018 was it, that Maru tried to proxy sOs 3 times in a row? And he just got smacked down hard. So, yeah, we'll see if that's going to work out for Maru this time, proxying a barracks. It's Blue Shift, so just tucking it really close to his opponent's base here. SCV is going to move in after that, but sOs has been looking for this. Make no mistake, he hasn't checked to the north. He's going to see the SCV, but that should really give it away. sOs knows exactly how he's got to react to this. Probe's going to come on in, see that the factory wants to get thrown up for Maru. Maru can't even throw it up on location. sOs going to be a nuisance, and SCV has to be pulled. And Maru's got this SCV in here, but there's going to be a Zealot. There'll be an Adept out on the way. And I think sOs, he knows Maru's proxy shenanigans, man. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I was Maru. Or if I was sOs, pardon me. But a factory now on the way for Maru. So, I mean, this is how most proxies play out. Maru will scout the Stargate, which is very nice. Might even get a probe before that Adept is out. So getting that is very nice. You usually get at least 1 or 2 when you're proxying the barracks this close to your opponent's side of the map. But the Zealot from sOs, it's going to take a beating, but we'll send that Reaper out. And, oh man, look at this. sOs just being a pain. Throwing up a pylon here. We'll see if he actually lets that finish or not. Just blocking Maru from building a tech lab easily on his factory. sOs does cancel it. Although knowing sOs, he might build it again, and he does. Look at that, sOs. What a monster. Maru has no choice but to float that factory over. sOs might just cancel that pylon the second that happens. But now we see Maru's got 2 Reapers out, so he's just skirmishing a little bit here. Just killed off the 2 probes. sOs has got himself out a couple of Adepts, but Widowmine might pick off an Adept. Not quite, so that Widowmine gonna be in trouble. And Maru built his command center on the low ground here, which is a little bit concerning. A Cyclone's on the way here, but this command center is gonna be delayed a fair bit for Maru. His barracks is now floating back. His Reapers, where are his Reapers? They are coming back to try and micro versus these Adepts, but oh, sOs. Oh, mistake from sOs. Big mistake. That Widowmine for Maru. Although Maru not pulling that mine back. That's an injured mine, and it's, yeah, okay, Maru losing that mine. That was a bit of a mistake there. But not every day you get to see that, say that. But Cyclone is out here for Maru, so should be able to defend versus most things. But his command center is being delayed even more. He went for an aggressive opening, so his economy is not the best. That being said, sOs's Nexus was also delayed. Keep in mind he went for a Stargate before he got up his Nexus. So both these guys playing a very, very sort of low eco style. Just the nature of the game between these two. Maru finally gets up his command center even before SOS's Nexus, so it's not badly timed or anything like that. Now, here comes in the first Reaper for Maru, going to be diving on in. Second one is somewhere, just chilling out back at home for now. This Reaper's going to get on in. Not see a ton. Oracle's going to come on in, pick that guy off. So a nice find there for Maru, just scouting everything out, seeing that there's no Twilight or Robo or anything just yet. SOS committing to actually more Oracles. Okay, he made 3 Oracles so far, but he's got a 4th on the way. This is a very SOS play, and we'll see how well this is going to work out for him. I mean, there's Vikings and Cyclones, though, for Maru out in versus Mass Oracles. I mean, Mass Oracles can work. It's really about jumping on your opponent and them just not being prepared for it, but I mean, Maru just with 2 Cyclones and 2 Vikings, like, Oracles can't kill Vikings, so that'll shut that down. Maru even getting up a missile turret in his main base here. But SOS, he's going to be trying to make Mass Oracle work versus the best Terran player in the world, so that's a bit ballsy coming out of him, but a 3rd base going up behind this. So SOS really delaying a lot of his tech to make this happen. He's getting up a couple more gateways here, so we'll see if he maybe warps in some gateway units before he goes for this push, but I'm a little bit concerned about how he's going to be able to make anything happen with this. The Vikings are flying around for Maru looking for any Oracles that are just driving on by because he knows they're out there. Maru's Vikings, oh, they don't actually see that pylon though, because SOS is going to be looking to probably warp some units in there and bring the aggression on hard. But look at this, SOS, 5 Oracles now, getting up to number 6. He's got a 3rd base on the way behind this, but, I mean, yeah, this is a little bit concerning here. Adept shading in for SOS. Adept shades can be good scouts at pretty much any time in the game, as long as you've got the control to use them. Oh, Maru coming in with his Vikings. They're actually going to see the Oracles here. This is a big deal. Maru not microing those Vikings, though. Did he really clue into the fact that that was 5 or 6 Oracles there? But he's got to be prepared for it now. I mean, SOS, though, he's coming in. Stalkers and Oracles, but Maru's going to have Stim soon. He's got a tank, a bunker. We'll see if SOS is able to make anything happen here. The Oracles are going to be coming on into the main base. Here we see they're going to be able to activate their pulsar beams. Maru needs to repair that turret. He starts repairing it, but it is going down, so those Oracles are going to fry that. SOS not able to break the front as this goes on, but I mean, SOS picked off a few SCVs. So 10 SCVs have gone down this game. I believe most of them just to those Oracles. But Maru, as this is going on, I mean, he's got +1, he's got Combat Shield, he's got Stim. He's going to have to build up another turret, but SOS is coming on in again, not giving Maru a break here. Oracle's coming in, pick up a few more SCVs, but these Vikings will shut him down. SOS has no choice but to recall. And now here we go. Let's see, Maru's salvaging his bunker here. He's getting ready to move out. He knows that SOS committed a lot to these sort of flimsy units, to that low-tech gateway attack. And I say low-tech because, I mean, Mass Oracles, well, you gotta have a Stargate for them. They're not Immortals, they're not Colossus, and they're not High Templar, and that's what SOS is lacking now. SOS is gonna try and get up a Templar Archives. He's getting charge and armor on the way to try and help him out here, but he's gonna have to make a hold here with just, say, unupgraded gateway units and Oracles, and that's going to be no easy feat. A Widowmine gets caught by that Nova, or by that Stasis Ward, pardon me, and some of the Cyclones and Widowmines actually also did get caught too, but once again, SOS with no sort of nothing that'll really help him out here. Here comes in the Oracles. They're going to be popping on in, and this might actually be enough for SOS. We'll see. The Oracles are getting on top of here, although these Marines have +1 in Combat Shield, so they just shred through the Oracles. The tank gets picked off. SOS is trying to buy himself time. He's going to have charge. He's got a Templar Archives up, but this is just such a dire situation for SOS. The opening was not looking good for the Protoss player here. I mean, he's a creative player, but creativity doesn't always pay off right now, because now he's just got a handful of Stalkers trying to beat all this bio. Maru's just right-clicking on this Nexus. The Vikings even adding their damage into this, which is pretty significant, by the way. More Zealots and Stalkers being warped on in here. The Zealots, they're just going to go down, though. They're not up to the task. That +1 armor is not yet done. It's going to finish up as everything for SOS is dead. GG. Maru takes the 2-0 lead in this series. And so, guys, Maru just needs to win one more map, and he'll beat SOS here. Just having a look out the window there, guys. Merry Christmas. It may be February, but just getting the first snow of the year here. Although the way things are going, I think everyone in North America is getting a lot of snow. But we'll get on into the next game. Signed back on in. Forgive me, just having a drink there. I figured I'll do this whole best of 5. You just got to, right? You can't just be like, yeah, I'm going to cast one of these games and not all the others, but we'll see how this one's going to go. Spawn down the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's Maru. He's got the 2-0 lead. If he wins this, he advances. And once again, Maru's proxying, guys. Water is wet. Spawning up the top left-hand side of the map. It's SOS. I mean, like, the opening for dealing with Maru's proxy was interesting that game, and he did a good job, I think. He did everything you needed to do as a Protoss. They've sort of figured it out. But as far as, you know, just beating, as far as, like, just the choice to try and beat Maru with, say, Oracles, and just, like, gateway units to go for an auto attack, like, it's creative SOS, and it might work versus some lesser Terrans, but Maru, like, the guy's pretty good at Starcraft, too. But we'll see. I mean, sometimes SOS, sometimes Brilliance is hard to understand. Now, here we are, though. We've got this barracks is on the way for Maru, proxied out on the map. SOS hasn't scouted it, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise. And yeah, I mean, SOS just going to be going for that, actually sort of playing a little bit blind here, just a gateway expand, whereas Maru proxying once again. Wait a second. Maru really proxying here. There's no Reaper on the way, guys. This is a double gas. He wants to use all that gas instead of for a Reaper to get up a quick factory. So making the 1 Marine. But SOS is moving out on the map. So I mean, SOS is going to be getting hit hard by a proxy. This is no light proxy. And looks like SOS actually going to be countering Maru with his own proxy. Of course, Maru and SOS. If you want a series with proxies, I mean, like Maru versus a Protoss player like SOS, maybe Haas. But it's a pretty good bet that you're going to see a couple of proxies, and so far we will. It's going to be a Stargate out of SOS, no doubt in the world. There it is. And I mean, versus a Terran who's just macroing up normally, this is a powerful build. Versus what Maru's doing, it could just be absolutely lethal, or it could fall flat on its face and just leave SOS exposed to what's going to be coming his way. Now, Maru is going to need a defense versus what's coming his way, but for now he's just making a cycle and getting that mag field accelerator on the way. However, I mean, once an Oracle shows up, he's just going to lose all of his workers, won't he, guys? Like, the distance here, if we look, it's not far to Maru's base. We can just about get both of them in view. There we go. A little bit on the right, a little bit on the left. Stargate and Command Center in sight of each other, never a good thing. Now, here comes SOS. He's got this Adept shading in. He's seen the proxy of Maru now, so knowing is half the battle, but, I mean, the other half is trying not to die to a lot of Cyclones, so this is where it could become very dangerous for SOS. Looks like he's just going to focus on holding in his main base. You generally need Stalkers out to hold out on versus these Cyclones. He's getting off 1 shield battery. I think of SOS. There we go. Yeah, another shield battery. Cyclone locking onto this Nexus, but SOS has no intention of trying to hold this. Now, that Oracle's on the way, though, and this is where it becomes very, very just painful for Maru. He's getting up a starport, but there's nothing to defend. These SCVs, they just gotta, like, curl up and die. That's all they can do. They can try and run, but Oracles are faster, and Maru, he's just gotta sort of take the pain right now. He's just gotta run. SCVs are dying. Oracle has killed 4, gonna be getting 5, 6. Let's just see that number go up and up. As this is going on, though, I mean, Maru is proxying SOS. He's proxying the ever-loving hello to SOS right now, but 1 pylon gonna be getting under fire right now. Maru locks onto that pylon. It's gonna be going down. Sentry possibly going to be the next victim here. It's Sir Die. I spoke too soon. The Sentry dies too. That shield battery's unpowered. It's now repowered, but Maru's hitting SOS hard right now. He's taken a big beating on his side of the map economically, but he's still got 19 SCVs, mules, and even a Viking which can try and shoo away these oracles. And suddenly, how is SOS going to deal with all of these cyclones? Like, it's going to be tough for SOS right now. There's 3 cyclones below his ramp. That barracks just being godsend for Maru, given lots of vision. Got to be careful with those cyclones not to lose them. But Maru killed off the command center of or the nexus of SOS. He's just picking off units left and right, and SOS has nothing really going for him besides his Stargate tech, and Maru with his Vikings is doing well versus that. Looks like he sent out, where's his other Viking? He couldn't have lost his Viking. There it is. Okay, it's hanging above the Stargate there, but I mean, with 2 Vikings back at home, Maru should be safe. And does he retreat now? Does he macro up for now? SOS just making more oracles. Maru, we'll see if he tries to throw up a command center or something later on. This Cyclone coming in here, going to be looking to pick off that pylon powering the Stargate. That's going to be a nice find. SOS supply blocked from that. A nice bit of damage there. Maru's main tech is on his side, is on the other side of the map, which hurts. Oracle's coming on in, getting a bit of damage done, but they might even go down to these Vikings. Looks like they will. And I mean, yeah, if we look at it right now, Maru's economy has been hurting, but I mean, the worker count's not bad on either side. Cyclone just picking off this Stargate because why not? So Maru gonna be killing off this Stargate here, and still containing SOS in his base, although he does decide to back out with these Cyclones. Just gonna be chasing an Adept here. Looks like that Adept is done for, but SOS might be trying to break this here. Maru's got a Widow Mine, got a bunker, but the mine actually unburrows for some reason, and that could have been a potential killed Stalker. I guess Maru maybe figured SOS had blinked, but he did not indeed. It looks like a Stalker gets picked off by a Cyclone there, so at least he gets one, but that cost Maru. Could have killed off an extra Stalker, and in a situation like this, I think every unit absolutely matters. And Maru just getting back home. He's getting up a bunker, but he doesn't have a barracks or anything to produce out of. He's got a couple of Marines here, literally 2 Marines that are running on home. The barracks is flying over, burning down. Maru's teching into Cloak Banshees here, which I don't mind as a decision. SOS has no oracles or anything left alive. That means he's either got to get up a Robo or a cannon or something. Although it looks like SOS will scout that this is going to be on the way, which is going to give him the heads up that he probably needs to deal with this. There we go, the Robo now on the way for SOS. We see the Vikings are hanging at the back for Maru. I guess just looking for anything that he can. But no, SOS actually going to be expanding behind this. This is bold out of SOS. I mean, after such a crazy game, just making the statement like, yeah, let's take this to a macro game. I don't care. He's getting up a robotics base, so he's going to be prepared for the Banshee that's coming his way, so he'll be able to defend from that aggression. And maybe SOS can just make this into a macro game. I mean, being contained on one base as a Protoss for this long, it hurts, but I mean, he's going to be able to transfer probes as soon as that Nexus is done. Maru comes on in with an SCV to scout out that Nexus. But, I mean, SOS, he's got Blink, he's got Charge, he's got a Robo. It's possible that he can just sort of maybe get 2 bases up, power up, and then go hit his opponent hard. Whereas Maru, his own production has been stifled. He's just rebuilding his first barracks. He can't even make an orbital command. He can't even upgrade this command center until that barracks is done. But SOS now also got these Blink Stalkers, maybe looking to poke and prod Maru. I mean, I doubt he'll be able to break Maru on one base with a siege tank and a bunker, but SOS going to be getting up his Nexus a lot quicker than Maru securing up his additional base. Maru is going to be a long way out from Stim or any sort of tech like that. And now we see the Banshee. Doesn't look like it's got anything done. SOS is just perfectly prepared for that. It doesn't look like there's any room for Maru to get any damage done. He's got the Vikings still hanging around, which, I mean, I guess why not? Cyclones are coming in. They're actually picking off 2 Stalkers, which is very nice. Looks like one of the Cyclones did get picked off there by those Stalkers, as there used to be 3. But SOS losing some Stalkers to that. Maru will finally be looking to secure his natural, but SOS going to be actually blinking across the gap here. Or maybe not. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know if you can blink across here. I bet that you could. There's no, like, oh, whoops. Pardon me there, but I guess there's no blink range indicator for me to easily check out. But I think you maybe can just, like, sneak 1 Stalker at a time over. It would be close, that's for sure. But Maru is going to be securing his natural base finally. Warp Prism on the way for SOS. Meanwhile, in comes Maru. He's got his Banshee on the way, just flying around looking for whatever it can get, but not going to be finding a lot, it looks like. As SOS has done a good job protecting his bases. He's got yeah, just all the units that he really needs, and now he's going to be crossing the map. Maru's got 2 Banshees. They're cloaked, but there's an Observer here, so one of the Banshees is going to get picked off. SOS having none of it, shutting down everything that Maru has thrown at him past the sort of early aggression. And now SOS is getting up at third base. I didn't believe I'd see the day. He's also planning on maybe attacking Maru, it looks like. He's got Charge. He's got 13 Stalkers, 8 Zealots. The tanks are good versus the Stalkers, but these Zealots could actually just be downright lethal. Here comes in the Zealots. Stalkers blink forward, picks off one of the tanks. Everything else unsieged for Maru. This could actually be disastrous here. We could see an anti-armor missile. No, auto turrets being thrown down for Maru. The Banshee's helping out to the best of their ability, but tanks have gone down. SOS coming in with a Warp Prism and more units, and that was a fantastic trade for the Protoss player. Maru's trying to get up an engineering bay, a supply depot to ensure that he's got a wall up right now, but SOS might just be able to bypass this. Maybe the Stalkers can just pick that off. He's Guardian shielding with his Sentry here, dropping down these Zealots on top of the tanks. There's a lot of Marines from Maru putting out damage. The Vikings coming on in here to pick off the Warp Prism, but is there just too much for SOS? If these Vikings get the Prism, it would be huge. They do. Maybe that's all Maru needs to hold on. The Observer even goes down, so the Banshee should be able to push this back. Maru manages to hang on. A crazy hold there. But if we look at the production tab, though, and just all the stats right now, guys, Maru's got a 3rd CC on the way, yes, but SOS still got these Blink Stalkers to bully him. Maru just started Stimpak, and SOS's Templar Archives into 3rd base finished up. He's been slowly building up to a lethal economy here. And Maru falling behind in supply. He's down on workers, and it's just rough for Maru right now. He's getting up a tank, so this should end that Stalker aggression, but SOS actually bringing more Zealots and just wanting to keep this going, just saying, right, round 2, let's go for it. Now, the tank in the back for Maru is going to help him out. I mean, he's still got up a decent amount of Marines, but it's not looking too good for Maru right now. Pinned in his base. SOS has Psionic Storm on the way here, as he's just getting up more gateways, warping in those High Templar. Maru sees that 3rd base, and he's got to be feeling a little bit concerned. Maru does have up his own 3rd command center. He's even got a Cyclone in position to try and intercept this Warp Prism. SOS backs off with it, though, knowing how dangerous those are. Banshee's trying to pick off whatever they can. Might be able to get a Stalker. Gets one. This is very ballsy play from Maru, using these Banshees to trade out versus Stalkers. And, I mean, he bruised up one of them. I mean, I guess why not from Maru. But SOS looking for whatever he can get. Zealots coming on in. Cyclone locks onto the Prism, though. This is actually huge for Maru. He picks off the Prism, 2 Zealots inside it. A fantastic find. SOS maybe being a little bit too aggressive. As Maru, I mean, he's building up. He's going to have Stimpak soon. He's going to just producing a couple of Marines here and there. Got to be careful to keep his Raven alive. That is a very powerful tool that he needs. Maru's getting his engineering base so he can start his 1-1. But the one thing that really is concerning for the Terran player is the fact that Psystorm is going to be done for SOS. I mean, Maru's trying to get up his upgrades, trying to just get everything up and head into a full-on macro game, but SOS did rush out this Psystorm tech. He's going to have these charge lots, these Stalkers, and with Psystorm to try and break Maru, it could be very, very rough for the Terran player. 4 High Templar just casually strolling across the map right now, and the tanks are on siege. This is where it becomes very dangerous. And I mean, Maru, he's focused on trying to hold his 3rd base, but SOS might just go around it. Here we see Zealots and Stalkers coming on in. SOS, he's got these High Templar, and Maru, he's horribly out of position right now. This could be very dangerous. That Raven could be feedback. There it goes. That's completely useless now. Oh my god, Zealots, Psystorm coming. Maru just taps out. Oh my god, SOS just destroyed Maru. That was brutal. And okay, so SOS staying alive in this. We'll get on into the next game. Can't go wrong with Maru SOS, man. That game, like, I had a tough time knowing what was going on, but in the end, SOS just came out on top. Managed to hold on, which was tough because, like, yeah, I guess it was just SOS with his good scouting. He was like, a lot of Protoss players in that situation, I guess the feeling would be like, oh, the Terran proxied me, I lost my Nexus, I have to all in, it's my only hope or I'm dead. But SOS just looked at Maru and said, wait a second, Your barracks is across the map. Your factory is across the map. I don't see a command center that's super quick or anything, so I can just macro out of this. I'm SOS. I'm going to do this. And do that he did. But the next map's going to be Kairos Junction. As you guys can now see, there we are. It's a best of 5. Spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's Maru. And in the top left-hand side of the map, it's SOS. Maru's proxying again, by the way. I feel I feel as if anyone was ever to be like, all right, I think SOS is going to win this tournament. But the real thing to bet on is how many times is Maru going to proxy in a series, in a best of 5. And so far, that SCV moving out on the map. SOS crossing the map right now. Got his scout and probe going out early. I mean, he didn't really scout in that last game super early on. But this game, he will come in, see that there's going to be a barracks out on the map. And will he check or look for this? A probe is moving out. SOS going to be moving across the map. He's got this probe. It's coming on. Oh, no. Maru. You're too predictable, man. Like, SOS coming on in here. Maru's going to do that dance with the SCV to try and finish up this barracks. I don't know if he'll be able to get it done, though. It's going to be close. SOS got to try and get this SCV with the probe, but I think Maru might have actually done it. Is Maru actually going to get this up despite SOS having a probe here? Look at that. This SCV is just chilling. He has no intention of leaving that safe spot, and Maru gets up the barracks. Round of applause for that SCV RNG right there, and of course Maru doing that little trick to make sure they go back to the right spot. For now, SOS being a nuisance with his probe, going to try and delay Maru's factory, which is now up on the way. He's got the double gas, so standard follow-up. Of course, SOS knows exactly what he's up against, knows that this is the standard. I feel a little bit gross saying that, the standard proxy opening from the Terran player, but it actually is. This is how a lot of the TvPs go this day. But Maru, he's got out his first Reaper now. SOS, no Zealot or anything on the way. He starts to Chrono Boost out this Adept, but this Reaper will be coming on in. We'll see what it's able to get done. SOS pulling a couple probes off the line. Can Maru at least get 1 or 2? So far, nothing just yet. SOS, good probe pullback. Really pulling those probes out a little bit earlier, so he's got room to retreat and pull the injured ones back. It's just small little things like that, which make SOS a great player. That being said, great player or not, you still got to deal with Maru's crazy hyper-aggression. As Maru now getting a Tech Lab on here. Wouldn't be surprised for a Cyclone. They're just the general all-around safety unit after something like this. 2 Reapers are heading in for Maru. He made the 2, so pulls the Adept out of position with 1. Other gets on in here. Will the other Reaper jump on into the main base now? Not looking like it. Maru just sort of running around. There's the other Reaper popping on in, but so far no probes have actually died to this opening. Good reaction from SOS. One of the Reapers gets out. I'm not sure the other one's going to be so lucky. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, the Reaper man. Now here we see Starport on the way for Maru. So the standard proxy follow-up. Got the CC on the way. Keeping SOS back with the Reapers. If you can get that command center up unmolested, that would be very good. But Robo facility on the way. Shield battery on the way for SOS, but Maru, no, he does get up that command center, no issues there. Getting cloaks, so going to be going for the cloak banshees once more. We'll see how well SOS is prepared to deal with this. SOS has an Adept moving all the way across the map, taking the long way around as Maru got a Cyclone out on the map, so he's got to be careful about that. But looks like SOS might get in with this Adept, and this could be a very critical scout for the Protoss player if he gets on in. And even if he just gets a shade up this ramp, he's going to see that there's cloak researching on this, know exactly what he needs. Although, I mean, the Cyclone comes on in here, the Adept's not actually going to see that this is coming. SOS just picking off an SCV, but as far as this cloak goes, he's in the dark still. So this is actually very nice for Maru, the fact that he denied that. Okay, now siege tank on the way here from Maru, so just going to be having that for safety, getting up the bunker. SOS is a Robo on the way though. And yeah, we'll see. Cloak on the way for Maru. Stalker's loading up into the Prism. SOS looking to get some aggression down on Maru, and this could actually really hurt Maru. I mean, he doesn't have stim or anything. He doesn't even have many Marines. He's literally just got a Cyclone, a tank, and a single Marine. And suddenly SOS is in his base here with this fast Warp Prism that he got. He's got that Prism, he's got 3 Zealots and 4 Stalkers, and Maru's got to deal with this. He's got the Banshee here to try and work away on this. He's got the Siege Tank, which is going to need to be mass repaired. Can he keep it alive? That's going to be close. No, the tank goes down, the Cyclone goes down. It's pretty much all on the Banshee to shut this down, but SOS all of a sudden getting a lot of damage done. Maru has a Banshee across the map, though. Might be able to pick off a couple of probes here, but the shield battery just in range, keeping that probe alive a little bit longer, minimizing the damage that SOS is taking, and all the while getting some nice counter damage done to Maru. SCVs are pulled. Got to repair that. Looks like that Banshee's staying alive. It is the saving grace for Maru right now, but more Stalkers being warped on in. That Banshee, it doesn't have Cloak or anything, so it's not safe. Not to mention there's an Observer right over that base. SCVs have to repair this Banshee, but SOS picks off the Banshee. What else is coming out for Maru? There's just a couple of Marines. Another Banshee's coming home, but SOS is really messing with Maru's main base right now. Other Banshee comes on home. Might be enough to shut this down for good. Looks like it will be, but that hurt Maru. There's no doubt about that. Observer gets picked off. A nice scan there from Maru, knowing that he can dispatch that. SOS, though, with his little bit of aggression here. I mean, he's now free. He's just teching up into Colossus. Looks like he'll be throwing up a 3rd base soon. And I think it's pretty comfortably that he can do that. Mainly because, I mean, Maru never started stim amidst all this. He got combat shield, but no stim pack ever started. So that's hurting Maru. More Marines on the way for Maru, but no stim pack just yet. This is actually really concerning. Has Maru forgot stim this game, guys? I think he must have. This is actually disastrous for Maru because he's going up to 5 barracks, but no stim starting. He's got combat shield, but no stim. And stim's a pretty important one when you're going to be facing up extended thermal lance Colossus. We'll see. I mean, Maru's still got his 2 Banshees looking for whatever he can get done. A few probes have died this game. A lot of SCVs too, though, to that early aggression. But now we see, it looks like some Stalkers going to be pick off an SCV there. Warp Prism. But looks like Maru might just... Is he just going to go for a stimless push? He's got 4 Banshees. I didn't realize Maru's been making Banshees still. So tanks, Banshees, and stimless Marines. SCVs are being pulled into this. SOS is out on the map to greet this, though. And I mean, guys, Marines aren't good versus Colossus. Stimless Marines are not good versus Colossus. The Banshees might be able to help deal with this, but so many Marines are dying here. The tanks can deal with Colossus, but pushing with tanks is such a slow process. And Maru, I mean, he's got to inch forward towards SOS now, but SOS is just out on the map. He's eating a tank shot here and there. We'll see. Is Maru going to be able to make this work? I don't know if I can believe this. But here we see. Looks like siege tanks rolling forward for Maru. I mean, if Maru can make this push work, he's going to win this series. Lots of Banshees out. Lots of Marines out for Maru. There's just so many Banshees here. The tanks are actually pretty decent versus Colossus. The Colossus do have extended thermal lance, and their swipes just decimate the Marines, though. But here's Maru. He's getting forward. He's getting up bunkers. He's getting up a lot of siege tanks. SOS is diving on top of Maru. The tanks weren't all sieged at the right time. The Banshees dealing damage, though, can work away on some of these Colossus, not target firing them, though. That being said, 2 of the Colossus have gone down, and so have a lot of the Stalkers. Now, here comes the 4 Banshees stepping forward. The tanks can also step forward for Maru. Is he going to make this push work? SOS has got a Warp Prism, but it's not helping out at all. More Marines rallying across the map for Maru. He's got the Banshees here still. and the tanks are just so lethal for SOS to step into. Is SOS is 4 Stalkers and a single Colossus. Is he gonna be able to make this work? I think Maru maybe could pull a few more SCVs. That would be good for him, but of course he doesn't have that many to pull. I mean, the repair would be very good right now, but Maru going to be inching some more tanks forward. SOS might see those injured tanks as a good target, but he's still in a lot of trouble. There's so many Banshees, and Banshees are not good, or Stalkers are not good versus tanks, and he needs them versus the Banshees. SOS is making more Colossus, but he lost his natural base here. Is Maru going to make this push happen? SOS is pulling probes into this. The Banshees are pretty much uncontested, though. The Colossus are going to be focused down. It looks like most of the tanks will be falling here. A few more Stalkers warped in. Can the Banshees handle them, though? It looks like they might be able to, and SOS taps out. Maru takes the 3-1. But, oh my god, Maru managing to 3-1 SOS just like that. That was insane. But, alright guys, let me just have a look here. But, no, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. If you guys stayed to the end of this cast, feel free to hit that like button. You made it to the end. That's how you let me know you stayed to the end. But, if you're also new to the channel, you enjoyed this cast, I mean, Maru versus SOS, it's always awesome to cast, but I also cast a lot of other good StarCraft 2. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you guys next time. I do just want to make a note here. I feel like I have to. Since this is a replay cast, obviously, I guess the way that these replays were ordered was because this was actually a 3-2 for Maru. Maru did beat SOS, but there was one more game that I guess was misordered, as this was the final game of the series that Maru won, I believe. But it was actually 3-2 for Maru, but we already know the result since I cast the 3 with Maru winning in a row, so Maru takes it 3-2 actually. But no, yeah, just felt like I had to say that, so it was actually a 3-2. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.